There's a propaganda out there, and I stand against that propaganda every single day about black men and black fathers, that we don't want to be involved in our children's life. We know that lie comes from the pit of hell, out of white supremacy and their propaganda system. Now, you have a father that found out that he had a child he didn't even know about, and that happens to some men. You got some women don't tell a man anything. If they have a child, and one day you pop up years later and say, oh, this is your child. Like, what you mean is my child? Why you didn't tell me that sooner? Let's get a DNA test, find out your kid. Then you're mad because now you've been raped literally of years away from your child that you could have spent building a relationship with that particular child. Now, this man is going through a lot, and he's going to tell his story, because when I heard it, I thought it was something that should be put out there. So let's roll that clip.
Tell me if this makes any sense to you. Almost 3 years ago, I found out I got a 9-month-old son that I never even had a clue existed. I also found out that my son is not living with his mother, but instead he's in the custody of his mother's half-sister. The reason why he's living with his aunt, well, because his mother decided to use heroin while she was pregnant with him. As soon as I found this out, I contacted the Kentucky Child and Family Services. I went to court and asked for a DNA test. And when I got that back, I went back to court and asked for my son. The judge tells the entire courtroom that my son should be with me. And everybody in the courtroom agrees. But the Kentucky Child and Family Services never even attempts to place my son with me. But I don't give up. I keep going to court, going to court, going to court, going to court. I also stay as active in my son's life as they allow me to be. Despite this, my son's aunt teaches my son to call her mommy and her boyfriend daddy, even though I'm active in his life. Some of the most disrespectful stuff I've ever seen in my life, if you ask me. Whenever I go to pick up my son, his clothes are dirty, his fingernails look like he's been working on cars, and his feet look like he's been barefoot since the last time I seen him. Whenever I take my son back, he tells me he doesn't want to go. I continue to follow the court orders though, driving my son down the highway sometimes in tears. Not only does the court not give me my son, but they also decide to make me pay $200 a week to his aunt for child support, which to me, that makes no sense. If she can't afford to care for my son, that's even more reason for them to give me my son. Then, when they put me on child support, they don't even notify me at all. So now all of a sudden I'm $11,000 behind in child support of a child that I have every other week. Now, does that make sense?
We got to get on the road in about 20 minutes and take you back to Aunt Christian.
I want to go there. But I didn't say that I want to go there.
Yeah, I know. But don't worry, buddy. We're going to work it out to where you can stay with Daddy forever.
I did the other day.
Oh, yeah? You told him that the other day? You told him you wanted to stay with Daddy?
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're going to get it worked out, man. Give me some.
Now, fast forward to this past Monday, October 23rd, 2017. We finally get to court for a hearing that's supposed to be the final determination of what's best for my son. The entire argument on the side of my son's aunt is that if he were to be removed from her custody, he'd be devastated. So basically, their argument is that since he's been with them so long, he should stay with them, even though I've been trying to get him since day one. The judge decides to grant joint custody between myself and my son's aunt. My son has to remain in the home with his aunt. I'm supposed to pay $200 a week. And oh yeah, I get to see my son every other weekend. The judge says he agrees that I need to be a big part of my son's life. But if I wanted what was best for my son, I wouldn't be $11,000 behind in child support. Does this make any sense? So now I got about a week left to file an appeal. But I found a good lawyer. Became highly recommended from other lawyers. And he's willing to take my case and travel to Carroll County. Now, I don't like asking anybody for anything, but to be honest with you, I need help. I link my shirts and my hoodies to this video, so you don't have to just donate. You can purchase a hoodie or a shirt. I also link my GoFundMe account to this video. So if you want to donate, you can donate as little as $5. If you want to donate $1, I put my PayPal account on here, because every penny counts. Now, I understand that not everybody that watches this video is going to be able to help me out with money. But if you watch this video and you agree that none of this makes sense, hit the share button. Share my story. Help me get it out there. This whole situation comes down to what's right and what's wrong. And I'm just trying to be a father. Thanks for listening to my story. Please hit the share button.
Now, let's speak about the obvious. There's some things that I heard him say that put two and two together for me on a lot of things. And I don't want to go there in this commentary because I'm going to take it away from the meat of the message of what he's saying. I'll talk about that at another time. But this man should not be denied full custody of his son. The kid obviously don't want to be there with this aunt. They dirty as hell. If you're not giving a kid a bath, if the feet is dirty, then you aren't fit to be a parent. I know in my household, and probably the majority of black people households, we wasn't allowed to be dirty. We was raised that cleanliness is next to godliness. Daily baths, sometimes 2 times a day if you go out to work out or you go into play as a child more than 1 time. You may have to take multiple baths. Nothing wrong with that. Soap and water is cheap, and it's something that can be easily used by all people. You can get soap from the dollar store. You can get toothbrush, toothpaste, lotion, so you won't be ashy from the dollar store. So there's no such thing as you can't do it. But obviously, the people that have this boy in their custody, the aunt, she's not fit either. But see, that's what that system like to do. You have to understand, the state makes money off of every child support case. The judge gets money in his or her retirement account for each case that's put on with the state. That's you guys not finding out about this system. So the judge gets money on his or her retirement on putting a new child support case in the system. Then you have the state once a year charge a fee, possibly $25 or up, to the custodial parent, and they take it out of the child support. So if the more cases they have, that's just free money they're going to collect. Think about that. If they had 1 million cases of child support in the state, $25 a year, just do the math. Free money for the state. And where does that money go? They never tell you where that money's going, do they? The money they collect from child support. This is why they want to put men on child support. This is why they want them to constantly pay. Even if a man has a better situation, a man could be married with a wife. A man could be making 6 figures and up. They'll still put him, the child, with the mother. That's probably barely making $30,000 and not even in a good situation. Why? It don't make sense. It does make sense when it's about money. See, it's not even about the best interest of the child. It's about the best interest of the state and how we can collect money. That's really what it is. It takes an act of Congress for a father to get his child. It really is. The abuse has to be so blatant that that's the only way a man can get a child. This is why I try to encourage men, go to law school, become an attorney, run for judge, and wield some sort of fair justice on the bench, because we don't have no help. It's like the majority of the freaking judges who are men, they're freaking simps. That's what they are. They know what other men possibly go through. They can see, well, I'm going to be fair here, but no, they fall in line because it's all about money. It's more money in my retirement account if I get this case put into the system. So if you want to help out this brother with this situation, I'll put the in the pinned comment his information. You can go there and do that. But let me know in the comment section what you think about the child support system once again screwing people, throwing extra child support and you didn't even know nothing about. Trust me, been there, done that. I know how that goes. You get a new child support, then they backdate your child support and make you owe money when you didn't owe money at all. Trust me, I know exactly what they do. Share this video on your social media pages, like the commentary, and also subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified when you post new stories.